Why luxury brands burn their own products. Everyone who can buy fashion products is a consumer of fashion products in some manner, shape, or form, even if they are only a small customer. Rich people are more likely to purchase fashion items that are manufactured by luxury brands such as Gucci, Ralph Lauren, Louis Vuitton, Cartier, Nike, and a great number of other designer labels. The fashion business can't operate continuously because of the diverse sets of requirements that their clients have. Luxury businesses create and manufacture the most recent collections on a nearly weekly basis to keep their customers happy and to preserve the reputation of their brand identities. The entirety of what is made is not consumed, and as a result, a significant amount of these brand new items are thrown away and disposed of in incinerators. To put it simply, this is a harsh reality of the glamorous fashion sector, which is one of the most significant contributors to environmental pollution because it is responsible for the production of greenhouse gases. In any case, why do luxury firms choose to burn their products? Could there possibly be a valid explanation for it? The answer is no. No explanation can be considered appropriate for it. To preserve the goods' exclusive status, this action is taken to reduce their availability. In this situation, demand and supply are both important factors. The demand is stronger when there is less availability. Additionally, the business believes that its costly products should be kept out of the reach of individuals who are unable to afford them at retail pricing. Because it has the potential to water down the heritage of premium companies, you must have never seen any of their products on sale until now. As a defense, many brands are using the nonsensical explanation that they are protecting their economic interests, specifically their intellectual property and the maintenance of their brand equity. When it comes to getting rid of the batch of products that have not been sold, there are various environmentally beneficial methods. Among these approaches is recycling, followed by reuse of the material. In its designs, the brand known as Reformation makes use of dead stock apparel, engages in recycling and reuse of the products that it manufactures, and recycles and reuses recycled materials. However, recycling is expensive since it requires physical work to remove the clothing and accessories throughout the recycling process. Because of this, the products will be made available for reuse at a reduced price, which will inhibit sales occurring at full price. These companies are involved in the process of incinerating their products for several reasons, one of which is to obtain tax advantages. They are obligated to destroy their products and are required to document the procedure as evidence that the products have been destroyed. Is it permissible to dispose of things in large quantities by burning them, given the current state of the climate crisis? When it comes to the fashion industry, one of the most time-honored practices is the burning away of merchandise by businesses. In the beginning, there were no rules of this kind. However, the incredible strain that it is putting on the environment has happily made people aware of the impacts that it has. Many firms are currently experiencing criticism from customers as well as pressure from the government in the form of rising regulations. A report on sustainability in the fashion industry that was compiled by a legislative committee in the United Kingdom took into consideration the many environmental implications that incineration has. The average temperature of the Earth is projected to increase by 2.7 degrees by the year 2040, as stated in a report published by the United Nations. As a result of this, environmental activists, leaders, and consumers have started to come to terms with the fact that the fashion business is having a significant impact on climate change. When burned, every product releases greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. Consider the fury that our environment has been experiencing at this very moment. In the year 2018, it was estimated that H&M was unable to sell products worth approximately $4.3 billion. In the same year, Burberry also experienced a reaction from customers who began making vows to boycott the brand after it damaged merchandise worth $36.8 million owned by the company. The voice was raised by the members of parliament who asked that the British government create legislation that would exempt brands from engaging in activities that are destructive to the environment. This level of indignation prompted Burberry to issue a statement in which it said that it would no longer discard its products that had not been adequately sold. Within the context of the current climate crisis, when we are unable to afford to put any further burden on the environment, the burning of large quantities of things that have not been sold is now seen to be improper. It is not a violation of any pre-existing legal structure that has been established. But we must put an end to this. The moment has come. Consumers, environmental activists, and even the United Nations have joined the chorus of people who are putting pressure on the fashion business to stop being a contributor to climate change that is harmful to the environment. The question might come up: what is the reason that surplus inventory cannot be recycled or reused? The straightforward response is that some of it might be. There are a variety of clothing that are simpler to wear than others. The process of shredding clothing and transforming it into insulation is one method of recycling clothing. Additionally, certain materials are particularly effective in being transformed into new fiber, spun into yarn, and then woven into clothing. Nevertheless, the possibilities for recycling become more restricted the moment you begin combining different types of fibers, such as polyester and cotton. Moreover, there are the challenges that come with buttons and zippers. It is necessary to remove all of the buttons and zippers from a garment before it can be put through a shredder, which is a physical process that requires manual labor. When it comes to trash management of any kind, such as this one, there is a cost associated with it, and it is frequently more cost-effective to simply eliminate it. For example, in recent years, Europe has made advances at the legal and advisory levels that now focus on brand practices and promoting sustainable development by avoiding activities like mass incineration. These developments have been made in preparation for the upcoming year. In January 2021, France enacted a comprehensive anti-waste law that, if it is put into effect, will prohibit the dumping of any non-food products that have not been sold within the country. Given that this ban is a waste that defies sense, the French government has become increasingly rigid and adamant about it. The Environmental Audit Committee, also known as the EC, in the United Kingdom has requested that the government exert more pressure on brands to assume a greater level of accountability for the waste that they generate daily. Final thoughts. Now that we are aware of the catastrophe caused by climate change and the factors that are contributing to it, a sustainable environment has become a pipe dream. In any case, it is the responsibility of every one of us to make it possible. As can be seen from the study presented above, the fashion business is a significant contributor to the acceleration of climate change. This is something that cannot be taken for granted, and stringent rules and legislation should be enacted to avoid it. When it comes to production, brands should exercise caution and make fewer items. On the other hand, consumers should encourage repetition and refrain from throwing away items such as clothing, shoes, and other items after only a single use. Consequently, customers will spend less as a result of this. It is recommended that all brands make restricted collections in contrast to firms such as H&M, which produce in large quantities and wind up throwing away inventory worth billions of dollars. Reduced discounts can be used to boost sales of products that have not been purchased. Because of this, the relationship between the maker and the consumer will be strengthened. The majority of products that have not been sold will not be left behind, and the market will not be severely affected. There is also the possibility of shifting the focus somewhat toward biodegradable fabrics, which, if they are discarded, might not have to be burned. To properly assist the environment, each of us must continue the cycle of efforts that we have been doing. So this is the end of our today's video. Do you like it? Kindly give your valuable response in our comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more interesting and informative videos.